degree to identify the student with the most outstanding academic performance for each ceremony. That student is then invited to present a farewell address on behalf of the graduates for that ceremony. The farewell address for the ceremony this afternoon is being presented by Timothy Hewitt. Timothy Hewitt commenced his Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery degree at Notre Dame in 2010. This year he added honours to his degree. Timothy has been a high performer throughout his course, earning 2 Dean's Letters of Commendation in recognition of his academic achievements. He was also awarded the Vice Chancellor's Medal for the School of Medicine in 2010. It is now my great pleasure to invite Timothy to deliver the farewell address on behalf of all the graduating students of this ceremony.
Good afternoon, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Senior Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Deans of Law and Medicine, Professors, Lecturers and Clinical Staff, distinguished guests, parents, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honour that I present the farewell address on behalf of the graduating students of Law and Medicine from the University of Notre Dame in Sydney for 2013. Before I begin in earnest, I'd like to briefly address my fellow graduates from both faculties. Guys, we made it. We're done. How good's that? The years of hard study are finally over, and this is our time to make the most of it before the years of hard work begin. We may not realise it, but we've learned and accomplished a huge amount over these past few years at Notre Dame. Whether you're here today receiving a second or perhaps even third degree, or whether you're here as the first person to graduate from university in your entire family, this is a wonderful achievement by all of us. I'm sure that our families, friends and loved ones are extremely proud of us. We should be proud of ourselves too. I think we've earned it. With both Law and Medicine graduating here today, this ceremony is a particularly high-achieving one. Medicine and law are 2 greatly esteemed and honourable professions, steeped in tradition and history, and I think it's fitting that we're here graduating together. It's somewhat unfortunate we've only crossed paths a few times over the years. We've spent most of our time up at the Darlinghurst campus, and you guys down here at Broadway, but I think it's fair to say that we have a strong mutual respect for one another and for the paths that we've each chosen to follow. At the very least, I know that we as doctors have a vested interest in Notre Dame producing good lawyers like yourselves. One day, we know we may find ourselves knocking on your doors, asking you to defend us when we've accidentally sewn on a toe instead of a finger, or performed a flawless operation on what so unfortunately turned out to be the wrong knee. On the flip side, we'll be happy to offer you health advice when you come to us stressed out from your job, overweight from all your long lunches, and looking to quit smoking. Luckily, we can both be confident we'll be in safe hands. I've had a terrific experience over the past 4 years at Notre Dame, and it's been exciting to observe the university's development somewhat in line with that of our own. Even in the time we've been here as students, Notre Dame has firmly established itself as being at the pinnacle of excellence in education, and it has great ambitions to progress even further. I think that our experience in the class of medicine in particular epitomises the progression of the university. For those of you who don't know, we're only the 3rd graduating class of medicine from the Sydney campus. When we started 4 years ago, there were rumours that the course would soon cease to run because the school was struggling to overcome certain teething problems. However, in our 2nd year, Professor Christine Bennett, behind me here, was appointed the new Dean of Medicine, and she, together with her team of dedicated staff, rapidly set to work to establish medicine at Notre Dame amongst the most sought-after medical courses in Australia. We always hear now from the doctors in hospital that former students are excelling in their work, and I'm sure the same is said about law graduates and all other graduates, for that matter, from this university. On behalf of the medical graduates here today, if I may, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the medical faculty staff, and in particular Professor Bennett, for their exceptionally hard work. I think it's fair to say that not just in medicine, but in all faculties and in all aspects, Notre Dame is heading towards bigger and better things, and it's been a privilege to be a part of that. If there's one thing that not going to Notre Dame has taught us, as we know, it's how to reflect. The university's focus on personal development and its emphasis not only on academic success, but also on core values and its core curriculum is something that sets it well apart from other universities. We've always been encouraged to undertake social initiatives, a great example of which was a social justice project that we all completed during second year. Students displayed originality and genuine altruism in undertaking projects that ranged from assisting in developing countries to establishing grassroots programs back here at home for those in need. I particularly admire Notre Dame for encouraging us to perform these social duties in an inclusive manner with no undue emphasis on religious denomination. I personally am not Catholic, but regardless, I'm a strong believer in the core Catholic values of this university champions, specifically those of charity, compassion, and humility. I think it's important that we remember these, because despite how much hard work we've done to get here, almost all of us owe the fact that we're sitting here today, at least in part, to the support and upbringing that we've received along the way from our loved ones. Unfortunately, not everybody's so lucky, and despite all their dreams and wishes, many people will never have the chance to sit in a ceremony like we are today and earn a university degree. The core values of Notre Dame and the core curriculum that it has provided us with will, I hope, have instilled in us a strong sense of social responsibility to contribute to the lives of those less privileged than ourselves and to strive to do things for the greater good, not just for our own good. When we walk out of this hall this afternoon, we'll walk out as lawyers or as doctors, and society will view us as such, whether we like it or not. There will be unspoken expectations placed upon us, dictating what we should say and how we should act. Indeed, with time, we'll begin to view ourselves as lawyers and doctors, and at some stage, it will inevitably become tempting to forget how and why we got here in the first place. It will also be tempting, undoubtedly, to cast a blind eye on charity and compassion, and to be driven by the lure of money and success. I'd like to take this opportunity to encourage us all to remember the most important things that being a student at Notre Dame has taught us. Not the academic stuff, but rather the importance of those admirable Catholic values of charity, compassion, and humility. These values, regardless of our religion, form the underpinnings of a good society, and I implore all of us not to forget these as we move into our respective futures. I'll be leaving the ceremony today with fond memories of the past 4 years. I've formed great friendships, which I hope will continue for many more years to come, and I've learned a huge amount. I really think that attending Notre Dame has been one of the best decisions I've made. I hope you can all honestly say the same. I wish you all a fantastic Christmas break, and now let's go out and enjoy it while we still can. Thank you.